Experts
We're
warn
back.
the U.S. has to do more outside its borders because if people in other countries are not vaccinated, the pandemic could drag on for years. Cynthia McFadden explains.
The world has missed the United States during the pandemic, says Dr. Larry Brilliant, a leading epidemiologist.
We are the indispensable country when it comes to global health, and the absence of our leadership has been felt at every state and in every country.
Dr. Brilliant helped eradicate smallpox.
Every major pandemic in the world in a lifetime, it was CDC that led America out of it and the rest of the world. We're on the right track.
They were giving the
to
baby
get
medicine
ourselves out of a hole that we have right now.
Now, he says, the United States has a critical role to play in helping the world access the vaccine.
Until everybody in the world is safe, no one is safe. This is a pandemic. If one country is left unvaccinated, this disease will bounce back and forth, and all of us will be constantly besieged by it.
Why should the U.S. make this a top priority when we can't solve vaccine distribution here in the U.S.?
The price of not solving the vaccine distribution problem internationally will be measured in lives.
Not just international lives, but American lives.
That's right. The economic damage will be as well.
The numbers are stunning. Canada has already pre-ordered enough vaccine to inoculate every citizen nearly 6 times, and the U.S. has enough purchase options to vaccinate everyone nearly 5 times, leaving much of the world scrambling.
Australia, Canada, and Japan have less than 1% of the coronavirus cases, but they have more doses than all of Latin America and the Caribbean, which have close to 20%.
That's where COVAX comes in, a coalition of global health players, including the World Health Organization and UNICEF. The starting goal, buy $2 billion of vaccine to inoculate
This is
20%
crazy.
of the population in the world's
I'm gonna take the vaccine,
countries,
but you know,
considered the greatest
this is
logistical
very
undertaking in history.
$1 billion
historical.
syringes?
That's right, yeah. It is mind-boggling numbers.
Gian Gandhi says it's securing the vaccine that is the most challenging. Although COVAX does have contracts for nearly 2 billion doses,
You don't have your hands on them yet.
We don't have them yet.
COVAX is also short on funding.
The COVAX initiative right now has how much money in
This
hand?
is what we're dealing
Around
with.
$2 billion in hand.
And how much do you need to make it all happen?
Around $17 billion for everything.
Historically, the U.S. has been the biggest funder of the World Health Organization, contributing hundreds of millions of dollars.
There are a lot of people who say this is just way too expensive.
This is way too expensive for America not to get involved with. How can we not afford the billions of dollars that will save the trillions of dollars?
An expensive reality, he says, America must face. Cynthia McFadden, NBC News, New York.
For more on this, let's bring in Dr. John
Wow.
Torres. Dr. John, this raises an issue that we haven't really thought much about. We've been so focused on our issues domestically. We are all in this together.
Exactly, Lester. It's a small world. People travel constantly. So even though we can get a handle here in the United States on the vaccine, we can get a handle here on the virus, if we don't get that handle, or at least help do that around the world, it's really not going to make much of a difference. We talk about herd immunity, needing that 70, possibly 80, 90% of people inoculated, vaccinated against the virus. Well, that has to be on a global basis, because as we can see here, variants are traveling from state to state, country to country. That same thing's going to happen throughout the pandemic unless we help get the world under control pandemic-wise, Lester.
All right, Dr. John Torres. Dr. John, thanks. Up next, a one-woman lifeline inspiring America.
And America needs some inspiration on today. And there you have it. On this day, you know, vaccines are a must, and not everybody is able to get vaccinated. And I will take the vaccination when it's available. But they're saying that this could last years, this pandemic. So guess what, friends? Get used to this face.